Hey, SKOL Vikings family. What's up, you purple-blooded warriors? It's your boy, the ultimate die-hard Vikings fan, fired up and ready to roar on this crisp November Sunday, November 23rd, 2025. Imagine this, Lambeau Field, that frozen tundra where nightmares are made, but today we're storming it like it's US Bank Stadium on steroids. The Minnesota Vikings, sitting at 4-6 and hungry for redemption, are about to clash with the 6-3-1 Green Bay Packers in a Week 12 NFC North bloodbath that could flip our season on its head. Buckle up, because I've got the hottest, most pulse-pounding preview straight from Vikings news. Think rookie QB J.J. McCarthy slinging dimes, Justin Jefferson torching secondaries, and a defense that's finally waking up. Who's ready to bury the Packers? Stick with me through this epic breakdown, and by the end, you'll be chanting SKOL louder than I am right now. Our young gunslinger, J.J. McCarthy, is back under center after shaking off those early season cobwebs. And Vikings Nation, let me tell you, he's got that fire in his eyes. At just 22, the kid from Michigan is averaging 193 passing yards per game, but don't let the numbers fool you. It's his poise in the pocket that's turning heads. Last week against the Bears, he dodged 3 sacks and threaded a 28-yard laser to Jefferson that had the whole sideline erupting. With the offensive line gelling, shout out to off-season studs like Will Fries and Donovan Jackson anchoring the interior, McCarthy's got time to cook. Packers fans, your secondary better pray for a miracle, because if JJ connects on those deep balls like he did in practice this week, we're talking 300-plus yards and 3 scores easy. What do you think, fam? Is this the game where McCarthy announces himself as the future? But hold up, it's not all sunshine and purple. Injuries are lurking like cheeseheads in the shadows. Jonathan Greenid, our sack machine with 12 in each of the last 2 seasons, is questionable with that nagging shoulder tweak. He sat out the Bears' loss, but reports from Vikings News say he's ramping up in practice, looking mean as ever. If he's out, Dallas Turner steps in, and that rookie's got edge rusher juice that's been simmering all year. Meanwhile, the D-line's allowing just 292.1 yards per game defensively, a hair better than Green Bay's output. Imagine the chaos if Greenid explodes for a strip sack on Jordan Love, Packers QB who's been picking apart zones but crumbling under pressure. We've got the pieces. Now it's about heart. Who's your X-Factor on D today? Teaser time. Picture this. McCarthy rolls out, fakes the handoff to Aaron Jones, and lofts a perfect fade to Jefferson in the end zone as Jair Alexander slips. Touchdown. Vikings lead 7-0, and Lambeau goes silent. That's the spark we need to ignite this rivalry inferno. But before we dive deeper, hit that like button if you're feeling the hype. Who wins this slugfest and why? Alright, diving into the trenches where wars are won. Our revamped O-line is the unsung hero of 2025, and against Green Bay's front 4 led by that beast Rashawn Gary, it'll be a heavyweight bout. We've shelled out big in the offseason for guys like Javon Hargrave and Ryan Kelly up front, and it's paying dividends, allowing only 4.9 yards per defensive play from opponents. Fries has been a rocket guard, stonewalling blitzes like it's his job, and Jackson's rookie smarts are shining through with 0 penalties in the last 3 games. Packers average 344 total yards a contest, but if we control the clock with 5.5 yards per snap, Love sits on the bench watching us march. This isn't just blocking, it's bullying. Fans, drop in the comments, who's your favorite lineman punch? The NFC North is a meat grinder, and this Packers tilt is the main course. Our first November trip to Lambeau since 2020, when we left with bruises but fire in our souls. At 4-6, a win catapults us back into wildcard contention, especially with Seattle and Washington looming. Green Bay's 6-3-1, but they've coughed up 23.2 points per game lately, ripe for our opportunistic D that's snagged 8 picks already. Remember that dramatic Seattle snap last year? Heroics like that are our DNA. McCarthy versus Love. Young bucks dueling for divisional supremacy. It's poetic, it's brutal, it's Vikings football at its rawest. Are you tailgating today? Or screaming from the couch? Rivalry alert. These two have traded haymakers since the Ice Bowl days, but 2025's twist? Josh Jacobs pounding the rock for Green Bay with his league-best ground game, while our Aaron Jones dances through holes like a ghost. Jacobs is averaging 4.8 yards a carry. But our run D has stiffened, holding foes to under 100 rushers in 4 of the last 6. If we stack the box and force Love into 3rd and longs, it's checkmate. Jefferson's LSU reunion vibes aside, this is personal. LAMBEAU's haunted us too long. SKOL if you're believing in the upset. Quick stat drop to fuel the fire. Vikings are 3-1 on the road in divisionals this year, sweeping the Bears and edging Detroit in that thriller. Green Bay's home cooking is hot, but their 24 points scored per game matches our defensive average perfectly. Expect a shootout. McCarthy's completion rate? Up to 68% in November practices per Vikings News. That's not luck. That's growth. What stat has you most pumped? Jefferson's YAC or our turnover margin? Now, the electric show, Justin Jefferson, the Purple People's champ, is primed to feast on Green Bay's banged-up corners. With 1,200-plus yards already in 10 games, JJ's turning slants into 50-yard sprints, and against a secondary that's yielded 200 receiving yards in 3 straight, chef's kiss. Pair him with Jordan Addison's speed, and it's a nightmare for anyone. Last matchup, Jefferson torched them for 150. Expect encores. Who's your bold prediction for JJ today? Injury edge check. Packers missing key pieces too, with their O-line shuffling after last week's penalties galore. Our depth shines here. Turner filling Greenwood's shoes if needed, and the secondary's locked in with Brian Flores scheming twists. Vikings News reports full participation from the skill positions. That's massive. At 317.5 yards allowed per game, we're built to bend but not break. Game changer? Hype the rookies. McCarthy's not alone. Dallas Turner's wake-up call has him leading the team in pressures, and Donovan Jackson's interior rebuild is undeniable, per the latest buzz. Off-season splash like signing Hargrave? Bust? Nah, it's clicking now. Against Green Bay's 4-3, our pass rush could hit double-digit hurries. These kids are us. They're why we bleed purple. Who's your breakout star this week? Story time. Flashback to Week 1's gritty Bears win. McCarthy's first start, sealing it with that clutch throw to Naylor. That upset energy? Bottle it for LAMBEAU. Packers are favored by 3, but underdogs fuel legends. With 193 air yards a game, we're slinging it deep. Love's 65% completion? We'll disrupt it. This narrative? Heroes rising from 4 to 6 ashes. What's your favorite Vikings comeback memory? Weather watch. LAMBEAU in late November. Chilly winds, potential flurries, but our Nordic blood thrives in the cold. McCarthy's Michigan winters prepared him. Expect huddles tight, plays crisp. Vikings offense pops 5.5 yards per play. Add Frost and it's grind time. Fans, bundle up if you're there. Virtual SKOL from afar. Tactical teardown. O'Connell's script starts with play-action bootlegs to freeze their LBs, then RPOs to keep Jacobs honest. Flores blitzes on 40% of snaps. Love's hurried throws? Gold for our DBs. Total yards close, 296 versus 344. But points? We match their 24 with efficiency. Bold call. Vikings cover the spread. Agree? Fan pulse. Vikings news forums are exploding. McCarthy for MVP versus need sacks now. I'm with the optimists. At 4-6, hopes are fuel. This win sweeps road divisionals. Eyes on playoffs. Drop your score prediction below. Vikings 27, Packers 24? Mid-game momentum. If we snag an early TD, LAMBEAU quiets. Force a 3-and-out, and the crowd turns on Love. Our 23.2 points allowed D matches their scoring. Stalemate until we break it with a Jefferson bomb. Tease. Fourth quarter. 2-minute drill. McCarthy magic. Who's scripting the Hollywood ending? Rivalry raw. Cheese versus purple, eternal hate, but respect the grind. Jacobs runs test our front. Counter with Jones' elusiveness. McCarthy's 2 TDs last week. Momentum. Green Bay's min_applies filter on engagement. Nah, we're the talk. This is therapy for our souls. Stat suspense. Vikings min_faves in big games. We rise. 8-2 when scoring first. Packers 6-1 at home. But versus us? Even. Jefferson's min_retweets potential viral today. Fuel the fire. Climax build. Halftime tide? Overtime thriller? Either way, heart-pounding. McCarthy's growth. D's bite. Ingredients for upset. Vikings news. Faint hope, but real. Believe it. Final push. As the clock winds, SKOL echoes. Win this and November's ours. Seattle next, but focus here. Purple pride unbreakable. Phew, Vikings faithful, what a ride. From LAMBEAU chills to purple chills down your spine. If this preview got your blood pumping for that 1 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff, smash that like button harder than Aaron Jones on a sweep. Drop your hot takes in the comments. Who's getting the game ball, McCarthy or Jefferson? And if you're not subscribed yet, hit that button and join the SKOL Squad for daily Vikings news drops that'll keep you ahead of the pack. Share this with your fellow Purple Warriors, because together we're unstoppable. SKOL Vikings. Let's go get that W and bury the Packers. Purple reign forever.